wrestling fans, combat sports fans, MMA fans, everything in between. Welcome to another great edition of Strong Style. I'm your host, Jeremy the Impact York, here to talk all things wrestling and MMA. And my goodness, was this past week just something else. Uh, I will address Blood and Guts. I know it has happened, but I have not seen it. I will address that here in a second. But first, I want to tell everybody that if you want to help support the show and keep it free, like it currently is, I don't want to charge you guys for this. I'm not going to charge you for this. This is good stuff. You can go to our YouTube channel, impact underscore media underscore, and give us a like, follow, share, review, just anyway, comment, question, suggestion, just help it out that way. You can find us on all the social medias as well. I know a lot of you guys catch a lot of the links through Instagram and Facebook and some of those, and we definitely appreciate it. But definitely go check out the YouTube in order to help push the show because we want to keep it free and we want to have amazing content. Big announcement. Next week there will be two special edition shows with special guests for each. We will have Josh Fields returning to talk about the next Apex Wrestling show out in Augusta next weekend, and also to talk about the premiere show. No, not premiere. The Bullpen Wrestling show coming up. I believe that is December 6th. But we will have the frat daddy himself, Bryce Cannon, will be right here on this show. So we get Josh Fields and we get Bryce Cannon in the same week. We're bringing in the big guest, folks. I heard you guys. You guys say all the time, hey, man, why don't you bring in this person? Why don't you bring in this person? I'm bringing them in. We're bringing them in. We are doing everything that we can possibly do to make this the biggest, the baddest, the most awesome wrestling show there is. Wrestling recap show and MMA recap show as well. But before we get into all that other wrestling, because there's a lot of it, let's talk some UFC 322. Jack Della Maddalena defending his welterweight title against Islam Makhachev. Boy, is this a main event or is this a main event? I mean, you get Joker Jack, who is just been lighting the world on fire, but that's Islam Makhachev. He's a bad boy himself. In fact, for some reason, Islam is a heavy favorite. Minus 320, plus 250 for Jack. Ooh, that's a tough one because you could win some money on Jack. Islam is pretty bad. He's a pretty bad dude. Man, that's a tough one. Who actually picking this one? Give me the Joker. I don't know why. I know a lot of people are going to pick Islam. I'm going to pick Jack Della Maddalena to retain. I have no idea how, but he's going to do it. So I'm going to take Joker Jack. In the co-main event, because this would be the main event, if not for that one, Valentina Shevchenko, the Bullet, taking on Zhang Wei Li, the legend. This women's flyweight title fight. Ooh, man. Plus 115 for Zhang Wei Li, minus 135 for Valentina Shevchenko. It's like this. I would tell you to go with Zhang Wei Li in almost every situation. But in this situation, it's not one of those. I'm taking Valentina Shevchenko to retain her women's flyweight belt. I think it goes the distance. I think this might be fight of the night. The main event's going to be good. This one here is going to be cooking with fire. Just cooking with fire. These two girls are going to throw the kitchen sink at each other. And it's going to be just glorious. Just glorious. So I will take so far both to retain. Both champions to retain. That probably sounds like a recipe for disaster, but just where my head's at right now. Welterweight division. You're going to get Sean Brady at minus 135 versus Michael Morales at plus 115. That's a coin flip, too. You've got 18-1 versus 18-0. I don't know, man. That's the every one of these matchups are just, or at least those three there are just, I don't know. These are crazy. Line them up, flip a coin. Line them up, flip a coin again. I mean, for the sake of it, I'm gonna say Michael Morales stays undefeated. Michael Morales stays undefeated. I think this goes the full tilt as well. Leon Edwards versus Carlos Prates, plus 145 for Leon, minus 175 for Carlos Prates. Leon used to be that dude. I'm not saying he's lost a step or anything, but a lot of people have gotten better. And Leon Edwards is still a bad man, but I will take Carlos Prates in this one. I just think he's going to bring it just a little more than Leon. Hey, as usual, when I'm wrong, I'll eat it. The last one on the pay-per-view, it's hard because the rest of it is ESPN News, FX, ESPN Plus, Disney Plus. It a lot of it is going to be apparently FX is going to carry a lot of this. But just some of the other fights. Bo Nickel is fighting Rodolfo Vieira. Roman Kopylov is facing Gregory Rodriguez, and Blanchfield and Tracy Cortez are going to throw down. Kyle Daukaus and Gerald Meerschaert. That's sneaky good. Angela Hill and Fatima Klein. Don't sleep on that. Angela Hill is just still beating people up, but Fatima Klein's coming in at 8-1, so that's gonna be pretty fun there. Just tons of good ones. These are all Saturday. They kick off. No, the pay-per-view starts at 10. I think the prelims are at 8. There we go. And at 6. I might actually be home to watch this. Weird thing for me. The next 2 weekends, no shows. No wrestling shows currently on the book. There are some out there, and there are so many great ones, included fights that you guys should all go see. But I am probably going to not be at those for the next couple weekends. But don't worry, there's a bunch of just wicked killer shows coming up. We're going to have more people on to talk about those as well. But make sure to check that. 6 p.m. is when the ESPN Plus, Disney Plus, and FX stuff is going to kick up. ESPN News, ESPN Plus. Yeah, we add ESPN News at 8 o'clock, and then they're all on pay-per-view at 10. So now let's get into some wrestling, right? Oh, shout out to Professor Payne. Got my Hurt University shirt. Had it for a little bit, but I really enjoy the shirt. Looking forward to seeing Professor pretty soon. I can make that announcement. Right? Yep. After not being able to be at the last 3 Deep South shows on November 30th, the Impact was back. The Impact is back. I know I'm just an ace reporter, but I have ran into a handful of people from the Deep South community, and they're about as happy for me to be back as I am to be back. A few of them not so happy that I'm back, but I guess you'll have to come out to New Realm on the 30th to see what all that's about. But I'll be honest, without getting too deep into it, and at some point we'll have him back on the show. But I'm excited to see my buddy Eric Adams. That's what I'm most excited to see. Obviously, we keep in touch all the time, but I have not seen my buddy Eric Adams in a good while. I would say probably early summer. So I am looking forward to seeing my good buddy, and looking forward to seeing all the Deep South people again. That should be a lot of fun. I mean, like I said, Josh and Bryce next week. Week after, trust me, somebody from the Deep South show will more than likely be on this, the week of Thanksgiving. Working out the details on that one. I have a tentative agreement in place. We are finalizing some things, and that's why I can't mention it. But instead, let's talk some NXT, right? Let's talk some NXT. fun things that happened this week on NXT. For some reason, Izzy Dane took the pinfall when her, Lola Vice, and Tatum Paxley took on Jacy Jayne, Fallon Henley, and Lainey Reed. I guess somebody had to take the pinfall. But why are we making Izzy look like the weaker member? I'm not saying that Tatum's a weaker member, and definitely Lola couldn't take it. So I guess it had to be Izzy, but it's just weird booking to me, and I'll keep it at that. Weird booking. Gold Rush is going to be the next 2 Tuesdays for NXT. I believe they are either in the process of taping it or they have already taped both of them. I'm not sure. My guess is they haven't taped it yet, because here are the booked matches as of right now for week 1, which is next Tuesday. We're going to get Blake Monroe defending her NXT Women's North American Championship against Sol Ruca with Zarya. I didn't know Sol Ruca was completely cleared to come back yet, so that's why I said I think a little bit more time before they tape it. Early favorite in that one is Blake Monroe, because it looks like they are going to divide Sol Ruca and Zarya so they can move Sol Ruca up, which means Zarya is just going to take over NXT. You heard it first. Zarya is about to take over NXT. She is going to go on a Stephanie Vaquer like run, but it's going to be as only she can do, and it's going to be fantastic. In fact, you know what? I'm gonna make a note of it. I'm gonna reach out to WWE and say I would love to have Zarya on this show. I see other shows with their talent on it, so we're gonna try to make that happen. Definitely gonna try to make that happen. Another match they have booked is Ethan Page and Chelsea Green, who are going to defend their AAA World Mixed Tag Team Championships that they just picked up the other day. They're going to defend them against Say His Name and He Appears, because I believe in Joe Hendry. Yep, I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Thea Hale, too. Joe Hendry and Thea Hale versus Ethan Page and Chelsea Green. That is going to be fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I can't wait to see that match. It's going to be so good. And hopefully it gives Hendry and Hale the boost that they need. But I will tell you right now that Page and Green are going to retain for a lot of reasons, but they're going to retain. And it's going to be fun. Might even be funny. Up next, Tatum Paxley with Izzy Dame, Nico Vance, and Shawn Spears, otherwise known as The Culling, are going to take on Jacy Jayne with Fallon Henley and Lainey Reed. As part of their, what is it, Fatal? Is it Fatal Track? I don't remember which one it is. Fatal Influence. Fatal Influence. In a last chance match for the NXT Women's Championship. Is that a special stipulation, or does that just mean? Okay, that's what I thought it was. Okay, so if Jacy Jayne doesn't beat Tatum Paxley here, then she cannot challenge for the NXT Women's Championship as long as Tatum Paxley is champion. Does that also mean that Jacy Jayne could get called up soon? She's done about everything you can do in NXT. I'm just throwing it out there. I haven't heard anything. But then the other match you're going to have in there, which could be a lot of fun, is Dark State. Dion Lennox and Osiris Griffin are going to defend the NXT Tag Team Championship against Javon Evans and Leon Slater. TNA's Leon Slater. I'll tell you right now, Javon Evans, Leon Slater are going to be the new tag team champion. Mark it down. Mark it down. Of all, I think Tatum Paxley is going to retain too, by the way. Everybody retains but Dark State, because Dark State needs to go back to being the come through the crowd. Those people. They need to start back doing, not attacking people all the time, but the never know where they're coming from. That's what Dark State needs to do, because they don't do it enough. But next week we'll talk. It actually tells me. Night 1 is going to air live on November 18th. And they are going to tape night 2 on November 18th, and it is going to be on tape delay for the following week of the 25th. Okay, that makes sense. And I think it's all, yeah, it's all championship, all of them, including one that is not a WWE title. Got one on the first night. Definitely got one on this one. Really cool, fun night coming up there. Now let's go to the world of AEW. Lots of fun stuff. Full Gear is coming up on the 22nd. That is next weekend. And Blood and Guts, as I said, on Wednesday. I have not seen it. I have seen screenshots and a couple small videos that told me who won or not. Just some strange, crazy things that happened. Apparently, it was pretty messy. And the things that I've seen the most are articles trying to tell me who is dinged up from it and who is not. Now, this is why it makes no sense to me why you would have Blood and Guts, and 10 days later you have a pay-per-view that are going to include a lot of the people that were on Blood and Guts. So if they all get dinged up, then they can't be on the next. They're not going to be good to go 10 weeks later. 10 days later. This happened to WWE with NXT years ago when it was it was Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fish, Roderick Strong, Adam Cole were all part of a War Games match, and they faced 4 other guys. I don't remember who was in the rest of the match, but of the 8 people involved in this War Game style 2-ring match in NXT, like 6 of them all got decently injured. Only a couple of them, the other 2 were just scratched up pretty good. And of the 6 that got injured, I think 3 weren't on the next 2 to 3 weeks of tapings, with a couple of them being out for a month. And the other ones were more than dinged up enough to where they weren't physically cleared. So you had 8 people, and only 2 could actually wrestle the following week. And they're all primetime players for you. I don't get that. But anyway, I look forward to seeing Blood and Guts because from what I've heard, it must have been really, really good. I think there was only 3 matches. It's the only 3 I've heard about. Hangman Adam Page defends his title in a Falls Count Anywhere match against Powerhouse Hobbs. Pretty sure Hangman's going to win that, but I bet that was really good. And it being a Falls Count Anywhere, well, Hobbs' buddies are probably going to show up somewhere, and so are Hangman. You can just count on that. And then the men's Blood and Guts match was Darby Allin, Roderick Strong, and the Conglomeration versus the Death Riders. Once again, I haven't seen it. Maybe I get these right, maybe I don't. But based off me of what I was thinking coming into these, I think Hangman Adam Page retains. I think the Death Riders won the men, and the women, that was Jamie Hayter, Queen Aminata, Willow Nightingale, Harley Cameron, Toni Storm, and Chris Statlander. Be too many people in a match, by the way. And that's just one team versus the Triangle of Madness, Megan Bayne, Marina Shafir, and Mercedes Moné. Some strange reason, I think the heels win. I think the heels win both of those, and I think your big face right now of Hangman Adam Page retains his belt. That's what I'm going to go with. So that's what I'm going to go with all of that. Other things that happened this week on AEW that 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 I thought were pretty good, or things that I need to tell you about. Seeing Don Callis try to recruit Mark Briscoe, because he says if you don't beat Kyle Fletcher at Full Gear, then you become a member of the Callis family. I thought that was pretty crazy. He's trying to get the Young Bucks in as well, and they are kind of balking from it as well. But I like that. Let's get over the controversy too of the national title. Everybody's so up in arms about the national title. The NWA is all mad because hey, we have a national title and it gets defended. No, you do. It's okay if you both have a belt with the same name on it. I don't think it matters that much. NWA make yours mean as much as it does because they're just debuting this. So they have to make this mean something. The first person that wins this national title has got to be a big time player. You know, it's got to be nothing personal, but Darby Allin doesn't make sense. I don't know why they're creating another title. They've got too many already. If it's Kyle Fletcher, that makes sense because he's one of those guys. He's already got one of their belts. If it's Eddie Kingston, that makes sense. If it's Claudio Castagnoli, that's another one. Those kind of guys, that's what makes sense with this national title. I don't care. Like I said, I think they have too many belts already, and now they're adding another one. So I don't care. Have as many belts you want. It's your company. It wouldn't if there's another wrestling show out there that does something that I do on this show. Congratulations. So what? I'm going to continue to do my show, do it my way, do it the way that you guys want to see things, and if other people want to do similar things, then that's on them. That's on. I'm not concerned with other people. I'm concerned with making this the best for you guys. What else was there? Fletcher versus Ace Austin was incredible. I'm a big Ace Austin fan, big Kyle Fletcher fan. These two completely tore it up, and Ace Austin proved that he can hang with a Kyle Fletcher. He may not can surpass him yet, but he's another guy that if they continue to build it, I think he's going to do some really really good things. Outside of that, mostly it was just these qualifier matches to see who was getting the advantage in the blood and guts matches. I mean, there was some really good matches out there, but it was. I mean, they could have easily just flipped a coin and did all this, but they ended up doing a 2 out of 3, which means every one of them went to a 3 for the men's and women's to see what was really going to come out of it. At the end of all of them, it became a melee with all the people involved, so it just helped push and promote what Blood and Guts was. In fact, I may watch Blood and Guts tonight. Now I've talked about it so much. Other than that, they're gonna heal up and gear up for Full Gear in another couple weeks. Go to the NWA. We got to see Sierra Vale versus Tiffany Nieves. Tiffany Nieves, man, if she is the NWA is probably gonna have to open up the checkbook, keep her around because she is just screaming to be probably NXT right now. I would see that would be the offer that she's probably going to get, but she could get one from NWA. I mean, to stay, and then she could get one from AEW. But if they do it, they'll do Ring of Honor. She's almost screaming NXT with the way she wrestles, and she's fantastic. She defended her TV title, by the way, as she defeated Sierra Vale. That is 6, I believe. After you do 7, you can cash that in for a world title shot. I see her being one to do that. Joe Kazana and Kylie Page got into it. Kenzie Page also, her sister, let her piece be known about what was going on with all of that. The Page sisters, man, you got to watch out for them because they are super good athletes and super good wrestlers, and they will do what they got to do to take you out. But Joe Kazana might have had it coming. Just saying. The Heartthrob Invitational happened. And I did have a list of all the people, but the most important thing to know about it is that Austin Idol is the one who put this together. And our good buddy, not our good buddy, but somebody we're familiar with because he has been at Deep South and other places, The Wall. The Wall ended up with the win in that one. Tyler Stevens, shout out to The Wall. Maybe we'll see if he wants to come on. I did not realize he was in the NWA, and he won a shot at the well, I don't think it was the national title, but it might be the television title, but he had a lot of big names in this thing. And for Tyler Stevens to start number one and to end number one, I thought was a great accomplishment for him. We heard from Colby Carino. Seems like his neck is really, really bugging him. He says he had surgery to take a piece out of his hip and fuse three of his vertebrae together, and they're trying to see what that actually does. And I don't think this is a work. I don't think this is a work. I think he's legit hurt because he would rather be wrestling than talking. And just thoughts, prayers, and well wishes out to Colby Carino that I just want him to heal up and be able to function and live his life as normal as possible. And if that means it's in wrestling, great. And if it's not, then the same to him. Mims came in as the national title champion, and he took on Mike Mondo, and he was doing a good job of keeping Mondo grounded. And then some people got down and got involved, including the Pope, and the Pope ended up costing Mims his title, his national title. Mike Mondo, by the way, for WWE fans, I'm pretty sure he is Mikey from the Spirit Squad, but he looks nothing like he did back then, and nothing like he did back then. And my goodness, is he quite the talent now? So I like to see what he does with his title reign, and we'll see what Mims and Pope get into, because I think that's going to be a really, really good match. Other than that, we have reached the end of the show. Thanks to all you guys who tune in each and every week and allow me to come on and talk wrestling and MMA. Once again, the big announcements. I'll be at the next show I will be at will be on November 30th at New Realm Brewery. It's the last outdoor show, probably till March for Deep South. They have some indoor shows coming up as well. We'll talk more about those. I will be at that show. We will have somebody from that show more than likely on here the week of Thanksgiving to talk about that show. We will have Josh Fields from Apex on next week to talk about his big show coming up, and we will have Bryce Cannon on to talk about the bullpen show coming up in Ranburne on the 6th. But until then, go watch UFC. That's tomorrow night. There's so many great things here. Go watch Blood and Guts if you didn't already. I'm probably about to do that. But for everybody here at Impact Media, I am Jeremy the Impact York. Thanks for tuning in to another great edition of Strong Style. We will see you guys next week. Deuces, gooses. Go watch wrestling. Go watch fighting.